we think our offering is really special and differentiated. It really is about the relationship that we have with our members. That's so critical. We want them to feel recognized when they're coming into our club. So often, the biggest competitor we have is fear of walking in the front door.
Hello and welcome to the Sidelines here in Orlando, Florida at the ICR 2025 conference. I'm Jarrett Banks, editor-at-large of Exec Edge. Joining me today is Colleen Keating, the CEO of Planet Fitness. Colleen, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great. Let's get right into it. Planet Fitness just released some impressive end-of-year metrics. Walk us through those.
We're really proud of our team and how we finished the year. We landed with 19.7 million members, so nearly 20 million members experiencing Planet Fitness. Came in at the high end of our guide on openings, so 150 new clubs opened this year, and also the high end of our guide on same club sales at 5% lift. So really pleased with the finish.
Great. Now you've also announced two major additions to your leadership team. Tell us how this fits into your growth strategy.
Yeah, so we're very excited that we'll be welcoming Chip Olson as our Chief Development Officer next week and Brian Povinelli as our Chief Marketing Officer in early February. And how this fits into our growth strategy is really the four overarching strategic imperatives that we laid out for the business. The first is refining our brand strategy and our brand promise and pulling that through our marketing. And then the second is our leaning in on member experience and really making sure that we're delivering the very best experience, the highest value, the HV of HVLP, high value, low price, for our members. So member experience, the second. The third is optimizing our format and making sure that we're delivering the experience both inside and outside the four walls of the club that today's fitness consumer is desiring. The right mix of equipment and the right floor plan optimization, and doing that in a thoughtful way that's preserving our franchisees' economics, and therefore we are able to really accelerate growth. So when you think about Brian's role as the Chief Marketing Officer, really leaning in on that branding, the brand positioning, and pulling it through the marketing and having that inform an on-brand member experience. And then for Chip, Chip as the Chief Development Officer, really all about that growth ambition and growing our number of units around the planet, across the planet, and also the construction, build, real estate availability, all of that will sit in Chip's remit. So very much is about resourcing for our growth ambition.
Very exciting. Now let's take a step back. You've been the CEO for about 6+ months now.
6-ish months.
Tell us what you've learned and what makes you excited about leading the company here in 2025.
Oh my gosh, so much excites me. This is such a fabulous brand. So first and foremost, I love that we do well and do good. When you think about making fitness and wellness and well-being accessible to almost everyone at a very modest price point. So that's something I'm quite proud to do when I lay my head on the pillow at night. And then the other thing I think that excites me is the fact that our brand is one of the most recognized, if not the most recognized brand in fitness at a time when we're really in the golden age of fitness. And you can't look at your news feed in the morning or read an article that isn't about health or wellness or longevity. And one of the other things that makes Planet Fitness pretty unique is that we're judgment-free with no gym intimidation. And we really do think about our brand as catering to really the 80%. So whether you're a first-time gym goer and it's your first time walking in the front door of a club, or you're training for your 5th marathon, we're the club for you.
Great. Now you've talked about your strategic imperatives. Tell us what they are and give us a little bit of an update.
Yeah, so I touched on them very briefly. So the first is refining our brand position and our marketing messaging, which you're starting to see a little bit of that in what we're running this year. So to tell you a little bit about that, thematically, growing stronger together. We're all strong on this planet. because we're seeing across generational cohorts a greater utilization of strength in people's workout routines. So you're still going to have plenty of cardio at a Planet Fitness. You're not going to be waiting in line for a treadmill. You're also going to see us increase the complement of strength equipment so that you can do your strength workout with us. The second is member experience. And, I love what we do, bringing our brand to life for our members and making sure that our members have absolutely the best experience and the best relationship with us. And to me, that's both inside and outside the four walls of our clubs. Our app is the most downloaded fitness app on the App Store, which gives us with very high utilization. So it gives us a nice opportunity to connect and deliver value to our members, even when they're not inside the club. And then the third is format optimization. And that's about making sure that we've got the right floor space and floor plan in our clubs so that our members can achieve their workout their way. They want to drop a mat and grab a couple of free weights, that they've got the space and the flexibility to do that, and that we've also got the equipment offering that they're looking for, whether it's a Smith machine because they want to do more weights, or a cable tower, or like I said, a treadmill because they want some cardio. So that format optimization is critically important. And then the fourth imperative, of course, is growth. We are a growth company, and that is important. It's also important that we're growing in a healthy way. So we've launched some new markets. We opened in Spain in July and had our 5th club open by the end of the year. So really excited about our growth ambition as well.
All right, now fitness is a very competitive industry. What steps are you taking to retain and grow your membership in 2025?
Yeah, I think, it's interesting. There are about 31,000 clubs in the country today, even more globally. And we think our offering is really special and differentiated. It really is about the relationship that we have with our members. That's so critical. We want them to feel recognized when they're coming into our club. So often, the biggest competitor we have is fear of walking in the front door. So when we make our club that warm, welcoming environment, we have PE at PF, which is a free fitness training that we have in our clubs to help members learn the equipment, utilize the equipment, feel comfortable in our clubs. All of those things are the things that we're doing to make sure that we retain our members and have the equipment that they desire.
Right. Now, the way that consumers work out is changing, especially after COVID. How are you changing to evolve with those members?
Yeah, I think, a part of it is the format optimization and how I talked about the fact that we're seeing more preference for strength included in people's fitness routines. So we're answering that call with our format optimization. We put a few pieces of plate-loaded equipment in few pieces of plate-loaded equipment in a majority of our clubs at the tail end of last year, and we're seeing fantastic consumer feedback about that as well. And then the other thing is, when you think about how people work out differently, I was in one of our clubs on Sunday morning working out, and I was on the treadmill, and I went on the app and I opened up an intermediate running routine. So we've got over 500 workouts on our app. People can use those when they're in our clubs working out, or if they're somewhere like this in a hotel going into the hotel gym. So it's giving us an opportunity to really serve up a nice offering, a nice complement of products for our members.
Very cool. Now, you touched on this a little bit earlier, but how are you thinking about store growth from a domestic and international perspective?
Yeah, so we have a tremendous opportunity to grow domestically. And we've said, opportunity to just about double our footprint or get to 5,000 clubs domestically. And then we're taking a thoughtful approach to launching new markets. So we're in a number of international geographies today. However, I do think it's important when we go into a new international market that we go in and enter in a healthy way, really bringing our brand to life in an on-brand way, making sure that we've got the right resources on the ground to help ensure success, as we did with Spain this year. Mexico's another great example. We had strong growth in Mexico this past year, and our Mexican clubs just crush it. They're super successful. We had a great launch in Mexico, and then we had a number of openings in Australia as well. So, I was in Canada last week, so growing internationally as well, but in a more thoughtful, measured way.
All right, last question. Here we are in January, a lot of New Year's resolutions out there. Talk to us a little bit about that January sign-up period and how you're going to take the momentum into 2025.
So we know January is our highest join month of the year. We get about 60% of our joins in the first quarter. Of that, 40% are in January. So sticking the landing in January is important. And you're seeing our marketing messaging and some of our promotions that we've got in the marketplace as well to make it as attractive and appealing as possible. And we're reaching hopefully as many consumers as possible who are considering adding fitness to their lifestyle in 2025.
All right, great. We'll leave it there. This has been Colleen Keating, the CEO of Planet Fitness, which is listed on the New York Stock Exchange under PLNT. I'm Jarrett Banks, signing off from Orlando.